Hi guys, welcome to Flowing with Sid. We are back today in the studio coming with another yoga practice. The focus of this yoga practice is going to be on our shoulders. Remember, as always, modify, use any props that feel good, take your time. This is your class. We're gonna start today on our mats in our easy seated pose. Your legs can be crossed, extended forward, out to the side, really anything that feels comfortable for you. We want to take this opportunity here to root down through those hips, reach up nice and tall through the crown of the head, allow the shoulders to draw down and back, taking 2 more easy breaths right here, in and out through the nose. Creating a little bit of stillness, a little bit of awareness for your practice. On your next breath, allowing your eyes to blink open, slowly bringing your awareness back into this space. Maybe already feeling with those first few moments of stillness, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more present. We're gonna keep that energy going with us. On our next inhale, reaching the arms overhead, finding your full body stretch. And exhale, elbows bend, draw the hands through heart center. Good. On our next inhale, arms will reach overhead. And this time as we exhale, we're going to take a twist to the right. Good. Twisting here through the belly, allowing the heart space to stay open. Crown of the head reaching up tall towards the sky. Next inhale, we untwist, reaching the arms overhead. And exhale, twisting towards the left. Perfect, guys. On your next inhale, we untwist, reaching those arms overhead. And then as we exhale, we want to draw those hands through heart center one more time, releasing the hands here to the tops of the legs. So maybe that's your knees or your thighs, whatever is in front of you. And we're going to create some spinal circles. So we're going to draw our heart space towards one knee, towards the center, and the other knee. As we move in this spiral, we're trying to keep our hips grounded, noticing the sensation, the space that we're creating all through the body, the shoulders, the chest, the hips, knees, legs. One more time in this direction, and then we're gonna pause, reversing your rotation the opposite direction. Perfect. We're going to come back through the center here, taking our next inhale, reaching our arms overhead one more time. This time as we exhale, we're going to bend at the right elbow. Left hand's going to either rest at the top of the right elbow. This is going to be our modified cow's face stretch, or that left hand can sweep down and up, maybe interlacing the fingers to create a bind, or using a towel or a strap to make that connection between the hands. Good, so keeping that spine nice and tall, feeling that stretch through that right tricep. One more breath right here. And then on our next inhale, releasing whatever bind you chose, we reach our arms overhead, full body stretch. Second side, exhale, left elbow bends. And that first option, the right hand can rest at that left elbow, or that arm can sweep down and up, reaching for the hands, maybe using a towel or strap to make that bind. Good, one more breath here. And again, on our inhale, we release the arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Excellent work. We're gonna bring the hands back behind the hips, uncrossing the legs if you have not already done so. Bringing the feet down to the mat in front of you. So we want to set up here for our boat pose. We're going to reach our arms forward, starting here with a nice stack. So we're rooting down through our hips, reaching up tall through the crown of the head, shoulders stacking over the hips as well. On your next exhale, we're going to find a 45-degree angle. So we're unstacking the shoulders from the hips. Think about reaching the crown of the head towards that upper diagonal of the room. Good, keeping those feet firmly grounded, staying connected to that deep core. On our next inhale, we're gonna lift the right foot about in line with the knee, and then tap that foot down. Good, keeping that heart space open, shoulders draw back. We'll take it left side, left foot lifts about in line with the knee, and then we lower to tap. Good, we're gonna do that 2 more times each side. Right leg lifts, exhale to tap. Good, inhale, left leg. Exhale to tap. One more time on each side. Remember, we're keeping that length. We're keeping the heart space open. Maybe this is your last one. Feet lower down to the mat. And then on your next exhale, we start to slowly lower all the way down onto our back. Once you've made your way there, reach the arms long, reach the legs out long, full body stretch. Good. One more inhale just like that. And then on your exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Relaxing the head and shoulders, and maybe choosing a gentle rock here side to side, massaging your lower back, your hips and glutes. Perfect, guys. And then from here, we want to twist through the hips. So we're going to cross the legs, right leg crossing over the left, trying to stack our knees here, like you might sit in a chair. So crossing that right knee over the left knee, keeping your hips grounded to the mat. And then on our inhale, open your arms out to a T, and then exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left. So we're coming into this eagle shape. So just like we did with the knees, we're stacking those elbows. Good, and having some space between the elbows and knees. On your next exhale, we're gonna round through the spine, crunching, drawing to connect elbows towards knees. Good, inhale to release, and exhale to crunch. Inhale, release. 3 more with your breath. Good, keeping that low back flat. 1 more, exhale to crunch. Inhale to release. Good, guys. Releasing your arms to your sides, palms facing up towards the sky, keeping the legs stacked just how they were. And then on your next exhale, we're gonna take that stack of knees over towards the left side of the mat. Now, if this cross feels like too much too soon to deepen your twist, you can uncross the legs and just stack your knees, taking your traditional spinal twist. Good, 1 more breath here. Feels so good, releasing the full length of the spine. And then on our next inhale, using your strong core, draw the knees back through the center. We're gonna uncross the legs. Hands will come to the tops of the knees, and we'll draw the knees to the outsides of the rib cage. Opening up the hips, taking this restorative happy baby here for 2 breaths. Good, guys. And then on your next inhale, we draw the knees back together. We're gonna take that stack on the opposite side. So we're gonna stack our left knee over our right, crossing the legs like you might sit in a chair. Keeping those hips grounded, lower back is flat. On your inhale, open your arms to your sides. And then exhale, we sweep those arms into that same twist. This time, left arm underneath right, coming into your eagle arms. So for your eagle arms, you can grab palms, backs of hands can touch, or you can reach for opposite shoulders. 1 more inhale here. And then on your exhale, we round through, finding that crunch, meeting the elbows to the knees. Exhale to release. Good. Inhale, we crunch that deep core. Exhale to release. 3 more with your breath. Good, feeling all of that space. You're already stretching so much through the upper back here, already finding that nice deep core. We release back down to the mat once we've completed those extra 3. Reaching your arms back to your sides, palms facing up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, keeping that stack, we're gonna move into the second twist. So lower the knees towards the right side of the mat here. And again, if that twist feels like too much too soon, you can uncross the legs, stacking the knees to take that as your option. Good, guys. Next inhale, using that strong core, we draw the knees back to the center. Uncrossing the legs, hands will come to the tops of each knees. And again, we'll draw them to the outsides of the rib cage, taking that restorative happy baby. 2 more breaths. Perfect, guys. Draw the knees back together. Hands come to the backs of the legs. We're gonna start to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine. And remember, if you don't like that sensation, you can just rock up once, maybe using the support of your hands. Good. Eventually, we're gonna find ourselves in tabletop. So you can take that momentum rolling right forward. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees, zipping the belly button towards the spine. We're gonna start to find that mobility with our cat and cow. So on your inhale, we open the heart space, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Good. Exhale, round through the spine, draw the chin to chest and tuck the tail. A few more times, breathing between cat and cow. Good. One more. Perfect, guys. Coming back into that neutral tabletop on our next inhale, we're going to release our right arm into the sky. So we're stacking our shoulders here, opening up our heart space. On your next exhale, we're going to thread the needle. So the right arm comes between the left hand and knee, melting all the way down towards your right shoulder. You can keep the left hand where it is, or you can reach that left arm forward, or maybe sweep it to your lower back to take a bind. Good, enjoying that deep shoulder stretch. One more breath. And then bringing that left hand back down to the mat. If it moved away, we press into the earth. Take your inhale, releasing that right arm towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, we square the shoulders. So reach the right arm forward, heart space down towards the earth. We're going to extend that left leg long in line with the hip, finding, again, that neutral spine. So belly button zipping towards the back body, using that deep core to hold you up. On our next exhale, one time we draw elbow towards knee, and then inhale, we reach out long. Good. You can hold right here, building that static strength, but you might like to bend at the left knee, reaching back for the foot or ankle to take a bind here. Good, and if you're taking that bind, nice heart opener. So we're opening up through that right shoulder and a little stretch for your left quad as well. One more breath here. Good, and then if you haven't already done so, go ahead, inhale, release that arm and leg. On your exhale, lower your right hand down, and then we're gonna cross that left leg over towards the right side of the mat, peeking back over that right shoulder at the heel. One more breath. Good, guys. On your next inhale, we bring our gaze and that knee back through the center for tabletop, and then we're going to circle out our hips in a clockwise direction. Remembering, you can pause at any time to sip your water, to reset. Good. We're going to find ourselves back into that neutral tabletop, taking this onto our second side. So from here, we're going to plant our right hand down. Take your inhale, release that left arm into the sky, stacking the shoulders, opening up the heart. And then exhale, we thread the needle. Left shoulder down to the earth. Right hand can stay where it is, or it can reach forward or maybe sweep to the lower back to take a bind. 2 breaths here. Good, guys. Right hand comes back underneath the shoulders, pressing into the earth. Take your inhale, release the left arm towards the sky. On your exhale, we're going to square the shoulders. So left arm reaches forward towards the front of your room. And then challenging the balance, we extend that right leg long. Good. So the heel is in line with the hip, hand in line with the shoulder. Taking another inhale here, finding that length. And then on your exhale, one time we draw, elbow to meet the knee. Good. Inhale, we reach out long. Remember your first option, you can hold right here, building that static strength through your right hand and left knee. Or if you want to take that bind on an exhale, the right knee bends, left hand reaches back for the foot or ankle. And just like we did that cow's face stretch at the beginning, you could also use a towel or strap here to help facilitate this bind. One more breath. And then on your inhale, if you haven't already done so, go ahead, release the arm and leg. And then we're going to lower the left hand down, crossing the right leg over towards the left side of the mat, peeking back over that left shoulder at the heel. Good, guys. Bringing your gaze and your knee back through the center of your tabletop, we're going to circle out our hips, moving in that counterclockwise direction here. Feeling so good. Just to move with your breath, allowing those movements to gently warm you, kind of build that flow in your practice. We're going to come back through the center of our tabletop, and then setting up for our first downward dog, we're going to tuck our toes. On your inhale, lift the hips towards the sky, pressing back into that upside down V shape. You might like to walk the dog here, alternating, bending one knee, straightening the other, feeling the length through the backs of the legs. We're going to take one more breath here. Good, and then on your next inhale, we're gonna reach the right heel into the sky, three-legged dog, heel towards the sky, toes towards the earth. On your exhale, we're gonna step the foot between the hands, taking runner's lunge. Hands frame the foot, maybe on blocks. And then we'll lower that back knee down, untucking the toes. Take your inhale, arms float towards the sky. Good, so noticing in your low lunge here, the right knee stacking over the right ankle. You might have to heel toe that foot forward to make that stack. We're lifting up through the heart space, fingertips reaching towards the sky. Hands could also be at heart center or hips to help increase stability. Good, on our next inhale, we're gonna reach even taller through the fingertips. And then as we exhale, we're gonna sweep the right arm underneath the left, coming back into those eagle arms. So remembering the options for eagle, palms can meet, backs of hands, or you could also reach for opposite shoulders. So finding those eagle arms that work for you. And then challenging our balance, take your inhale, we lift our heart and those elbows towards the sky. On your exhale, we start to fold here, hovering the heart space over that right knee. We do that 2 more times. Inhale, we lift. Good, exhale, we fold. One more time, inhale, we lift. And exhale, we fold. Beautiful strength. On our next inhale, we lift the upper body, releasing the arms towards the sky. And then exhale, we float the hands down, framing that right foot. We're gonna take our next inhale, draw the hips back, lengthen that right leg, little hamstring stretch. Good, 2 breaths here. Awesome, guys. On your next exhale, bending at that right knee, we bring both hands inside of the right foot, heel toeing that foot towards the edge of the mat. From here, we're gonna set up our lizard lunge. So you might like to bring that right hand to the inside of the right leg, turning onto the knife edge of that right foot. Nice deep hip opener here. 2 more breaths right here. I hope you guys are having as beautiful weather as we are here today. I'm just looking out the window and I'm like, oh, such a gorgeous day. Nice and toasty though, that's for sure. Last breath right here. Good, and then if you were using your hand to the inside of the leg, we're gonna take an inhale, releasing that arm towards the sky and plant that right foot back down towards the mat. Coming back to that focus for our shoulders. On our next exhale, we're gonna sweep that arm back all the way down. And then inhale back towards the sky. 2 more times. Exhale that full range of motion. Inhale to lift. 1 more time. Exhale, we sweep down. Inhale to lift and hold. Beautiful, guys. Next exhale. Right hand's gonna lower back inside of the right foot, tucking the back toes, lifting the back leg. Beautiful. From here, step the right foot back. We take our high plank. So our shoulders are stacking over our wrists. We have that nice strong core, length through the crown of the head. Take 1 more breath right here. Beautiful. We shift it back towards downward dog. Heels melting down towards the earth. Remembering you can always add on to your practice as well if you wanted to take a vinyasa there, or now you can meet up when you're finished. Good, we're gonna switch towards our second side. Inhale, left heel high towards the sky. And exhale, foot between the hands. We take that runner's lunge. Left knee stacking over the left ankle. Once you have space between front and back foot, go ahead, lower that back knee, untuck the toes. And then on your inhale, arms lift tall. Good, seeing if you can find that little bit of extra length here, zipping the belly button towards the spine, reaching tall through the fingertips. 1 more inhale. And then on your exhale, we sweep that left arm underneath the right. Take your eagle arms variation. Starting at neutral here, elbows in line with the shoulders. And then take your inhale, lift your heart space towards the sky. Good, exhale, we hinge and hover the upper body. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale to lift. Left foot stays firmly planted. Exhale, we fold. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Good. Exhale, we fold. And then on your inhale, release the arms overhead. Good, guys. Exhale, hinge from the hips, float the hands down, frame that left foot, and then use your inhale to draw the hips back, lengthening that left leg. Hamstring stretch. Remember, you can always use blocks here underneath the hands to create a little bit more space. And I always like to remind that in your hamstring stretch, you by no means need a full extended left leg. Just something that's going to create that space. Last breath here. And then as you exhale, bend the knee, bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, heel toeing that foot towards the edge of the mat. Again, setting up for that lizard lunge. You could keep both hands here, but you might like to bring that left hand towards the inside of the left knee, turning out onto the knife edge of the foot. Good, feeling that deep hip stretch. 2 more breaths. And then we come back to that full range of motion for our shoulder. Plant the left foot back down to the mat if it's not already there. Take your inhale, release your left arm towards the sky, and then exhale, sweep the arm back and down. Inhale to lift. 2 more times. Exhale, we sweep back and down. Inhale to lift. Last one, exhale, we sweep back and down. Inhale, we lift and hold it here. Good, guys. Exhale, left hand inside of the left foot, tucking the back toes, lifting the back leg, and then stepping back for your high plank. Fingertips spread wide, pressing the earth away. 1 more breath here, holding the static plank. I love adding these static planks in my practice, but knowing if you want to take a vinyasa or maybe push-ups, you can incorporate that as well. Last breath, and then we shift it back towards our downward dog. Good, feeling all of the length that you just created, all of the energy in your shoulders. 1 more breath right here. And then we come up onto our tippy toes, shift the gaze forward. Hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat for your forward fold. We inhale, lifting halfway to flat back, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, arms reach overhead, full body stretch, and exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful, guys. On your next inhale, arms reach overhead. And exhale, hands behind the body. We're going to take another bind here. So fingertips interlaced. Remember, you can always use a towel or strap to create that connection. On your inhale, we open the heart space, reaching the crown of the head tall. And then as we exhale, we hinge from the hips, releasing into forward fold. Options here. Hands can stay close to your lower back or release down to the earth. Those are going to be the most gentle for your shoulders. But if you want to deepen that shoulder stretch, the palms can draw forward towards the front of your room. Good, crown of the head drawing down towards the earth as the belly draws more deeply towards the thighs. 2 more breaths. Excellent, guys. Releasing the hands to the lower back if they're not already there. And allow those hands to slide down the backs of the legs, releasing towards the earth for forward fold. On your inhale, we're going to roll up 1 vertebra at a time, head coming up last. Good. Next inhale, arms reach overhead, full body stretch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take this time to acknowledge yourself for making space for your yoga practice today. Thank you so much, guys, for flowing with me, for making time, noticing this new energy that you've created. Choose to take it with you into the rest of your day. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please send me a comment. Tell me what you like, what you want more of. And thank you again for flowing with me. Have a great day.